Welcome to a new era, where the future meets the past.
Finland is not real.
Above and beyond.
Helen Keller was a fraud.
Beyond.
It's never too early for Christmas.
There's a new place.
Grandma always says you need a lemon tree.
And a new time.
Temperature isn't real.
Perhaps the right place.
Lost my penis in the early 90s.
Right place, then the right time. Discovery awaits. Right time. Right place, right time.
My biggest condolences. I know that you were at Burning Man last weekend.
I think I was the only one who made it out.
Yeah.
I crawled out.
Yeah, how'd you make it out, man?
Pure strength, dude. These bad boys here.
Oh, yeah. Just
digging deep.
Wolverine did almost.
Crawling it through.
Yeah.
Everyone else was, I don't know, lame.
Late, yeah,
Crawl.
loser. So you heard about what happened.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
That's what you get. I don't know.
Burning Man? Burning Man's a weird thing.
It's super weird. And then, was it like a 3-day? How long is
Yeah,
it?
it's like a weekend. I think it's Friday.
Weekend, and then they end it by burning a giant effigy of a man.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
it's a
seems
little-
like a little bit of a red flag.
That's what it's a little interesting.
We're going to go into the desert. We're going to have a music festival, and then we're going to build a giant effigy and burn it down. And we're all going to stand around it.
It's like
What seems to be some sort of
circle
Circle.
around it. Yeah.
interesting.
It's like, I think
That seems a little
kinda
interesting. yeah.
familiar, like yeah. It's
I
a
don't
little
know what's
crazy.
that about.
Yeah, they got stuck. It started. You see those climate protesters, and then the cop truck just like went
Oh, I saw
through
that
'em.
too.
So that's how it started.
That was Burning Man?
Yeah.
Did not know that those were connected at
Then
all.
it rained and it got all muddy and they got stuck and they closed the roads. They couldn't leave or go in. Now I just heard something today that apparently, cannibalism have started.
They're
happening.
still out there, right?
No, they're good now.
Everyone's.
I think on Monday they could come back.
Oh,
But they started running out of food and stuff, so I heard that cannibalism happened.
that's great.
like-
would we not get like some sort of confirmation about that? I
I
feel like
don't
they
know.
would. Some people would not come back.
They
they would realize.
I see what you're saying.
They
yeah.
would realize,
Yeah.
hey,
Where's
a
John?
few people didn't come back.
It's like, wait.
Can we confirm?
It's like, wait. Wasn't he going with Taylor and Ben? And why were they back?
Yeah, what? They
Wait.
make it back,
Wait.
and they seem to be well fed.
Kind of more, less hungry than not. I don't
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of weird. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of
We
wild.
gotta get confirmations.
You know who did get out was Chris Rock and Diplo.
Did they go?
They hitched a ride with strangers and they got out.
What?
Yeah, there's a
That's
video.
so random.
Yeah, dude. Chris Rock and Diplo's like the best combo ever.
That's a good combo. You
So
heard about
that's-
that story a few years ago where that one dude just ran into the burning effigy and died?
No. They burned him? He got burned?
He burned himself. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
He was like hanging out with his buddies. He was
probably
like from
tripping on
Sweden or something. He was like from
Okay,
Sweden.
That's what's sad, right? That's like, you hate to hear that.
Yeah, and then he's hanging out with his American buddies. He's having a great time, He's, as they call him, a free spirit. And he was like, oh, guys, you stay here on this side of the burning effigy. I'm going to go around to meet up with some of my Swedish friends who just flew in. He goes around, runs into the thing. He just full sprints it into it, burns. They try to haul him out, but the damage was done. Autopsy showed he was completely sober. There was nothing going through his system. And there's a photo. You could find a photo, too, of him just, booking it right into the thing.
Jason, is that NSFW? Can we get that?
No,
up
it's perfectly fine.
Okay.
It's before he burned, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could see him, going straight for it.
Dang. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's called,
They're
right?
Burning Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you expect?
I think canonically that's who they named it after. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
After
No,
him.
I mean it's kind of a weird place.
Yeah.
It's a weird time. It's a weird place and a weird time.
Weird place, weird time.
Like it's not the
We're not
right
about
or
that.
wrong. It's just
weird.
Yeah, it's odd.
I
I remember
about that.
seeing some of the floats from there and the light,
I thought
light
it was just
sculptures
tents.
and
I thought it was all just tents and vans.
it is 80%.
Okay.
But people do some weird things there. People there are on psychedelics and stuff.
I know that's
Here, okay. Now I don't do drugs. I feel like I need to preface with that.
mm-hmm.
trying to sell that. But I like
Trust me, no drugs here.
I never do drugs.
Excluding, of course, crushing and sniffing the, phosphorus tips of diamond matches.
I never do drugs.
Only diamond matches.
Only diamond matches. But have you like heard about what mushrooms do to your perception, like to your mind?
I've heard some things, and I don't like it. None of it seems like it's an enjoyable
wild,
thing.
Though. Have you heard it?
I've heard some of the things, like where they're like, "Oh, there's this." No, it was... I get all my drugs confused in my mind.
Uh-oh. That's the number one sign of a drug addict. Oh, I don't know what the difference is.
There was one where I saw this guy. He was like on a podcast or something, and he took a fat hit of something. I'm assuming it was either shrooms or like, what's the one that Joe Rogan's always talking about? DMT. One of those two.
LSD.
And then he was like zooted. And then he came back and he was like, I just lived underwater in Atlantis for like 8 months.
Yes.
Was that shrooms or...
So
what are you doing? Stop doing that.
What are you doing? Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, I don't know in that one what that was, but yeah, it's stuff like that. Well,
yeah.
So I think there's a version of, because shrooms are physical, like you have to eat it.
Yeah, or
but there's
you smoke it too.
There's a version. It's called like ayahuasca or ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
That's like this. It's shrooms, I think, but you inhale it. I don't know. Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback, he likes to do that stuff.
Really?
But what I'm finding out, man, is trippy about what this stuff does to like what you actually experience. It's crazy. It's wild. You can see, like you see things, man.
Tune into the next episode where we try ayahuasca. We're just gonna.
Yeah.
We're just gonna be sitting in the chair,
and then at the same time, we're both gonna like. I think I just talked to Bigfoot.
Yeah, I was living on the dark side of the moon,
dude. Here, I'll improv this right now. Here's my trip, okay? My trip went like this. Why did you just do that? What was that? What was that old little sniffle thing? Huh? What do you got going there?
Sometimes you gotta prep for the improv. You know?
Oh, really? Okay. Here's my trip.
How was your trip? Well, wait, you gotta.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Dude, I'm pretty sure I just fought with the Avengers against the Shatari, dude.
What?
But then, sounds like the fake podcast. But then I think, like high key, I like dapped up Bryce Hall.
Whoa.
But then my world started shifting into hexagons only, so I only saw hexagons. And then I like just laid back and melted into the earth. Whoa. And as I was melting, I saw the different layers of the, the crust and the mantle and all that to the where I got to the core. And in the core, that's where all the dead people are. Hitler was there, Tupac was there, Michael Jackson was there. Like all the people who people think aren't dead, they're all partying there. Whoa. And I saw them and I met them. And then from that moment I blinked and I was in space, and then an alien like that was like 5-headed, like walked up to me and was like, and then as he was talking, I understood him more, and he was like, welcome to Dunkin' Donuts. And I was
Space
Donuts, dude. I was shook. I was like, wait a minute, you don't have donuts? And he went, what? Yes, we do. Here's one with sprinkles.
Space sprinkles on a space donut,
dude. I went to grab it, but it floated. And when I turned to thank him, he was gone, and all there was Natalie Portman, and she said, "Come home, babe." And then I just woke up right now.
Sorry that's where your trip ended.
You kind of ruined the best part, I think.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
dude.
But it was real.
My trip was crazy.
What happened?
So I woke up under the surface of the sun. So, like,
whoa.
Everything that you see is actually just, like,
plasma.
The ceiling. But underneath that is this whole secret society.
Oh, the sun people. The sun kind.
The sun kind.
Yeah.
And I was there, and Walter White was helping them. He was teaching them how to farm.
You sure it was farming?
I mean, maybe for them. They seem to get a lot of nutrients out of it. And, like... he recruited me to be his farm hand, and I just grew old with the sun people.
Did he call you Jesse by chance?
He actually called me Sasquatch.
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 We need to
Sasquatch.
Okay.
Give me the sun hay.
Oh wow.
I need to feed the sun cows.
Yeah. Okay.
And like, I was growing old.
Yeah.
But like slowly and backwards because I'm on the sun now.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
But then before I died, I wanted to find out what was in the center of the sun. There was like a secret black cube that they kept in the center of the Sun Society.
Bro.
They were all Muslims.
You found Mecca.
I found Mecca. It's in the sun.
Wow. So that's where, okay.
Yeah, and then I woke up
you woke
after learning everything about the universe and then instantly forgetting it once I touched the cube. Or I touched the cube, learned everything.
It. Okay.
Then when I got pulled out, I forgot it. But
So-
for one brief moment,
Yeah.
I knew it all.
Oh. Two very different trips.
Similar enough, though.
You know what would be cool?
You went to the center of the earth. I went to the center of the sun.
I did that. Center bros.
We love. I love ashwagandha. No. Yes. Ayahuasca. Ashwagandha is something different. My bad.
Yeah, those are like, yeah. You know what would be trippy? No pun intended. Is tripping and then going to the world of Pixar and experiencing all that for real.
Dude.
Like, let's just say you trip out, right? And then you wake up, you know? And then you hear like, and got busy. And you're like, what? And Syndrome's just like right
worst
there.
place to go, like, to get high or, like,
Yeah.
trip out on. Any sort of amusement. Or it could be best, depending on, like,
It
how you
definitely
see
could be best, dude. Disneyland on shrooms
Disneyland?
would be crazy.
Kidnap someone.
What?
Drug them.
Hold on. What's
drop
up?
them into Disneyland. Because or else you're going to know what you're getting into.
Oh, okay.
But if you just drop them in there,
Yeah.
they might think they are in the trip. And they're like,
yeah.
I'm not actually here.
Put them on a ride, but have them blindfolded and take it off as it's about to start.
Dude, that'd be
So
crazy.
that way they're like on
They just
Space
wake
Mountain
up.
and it's just dark and they're like,
Is it Space Mountain? Is that have that one like walkway where the thing's spinning?
Yeah.
And it makes you feel like you're spinning.
it's like the part where it starts going up and
Yeah,
you're going into
that-
space.
That made me feel like I was high just doing that.
And then you get into space.
You ever played Deep Rock Galactic?
Oh, yeah. No.
It's a great game. But
Sounds cool.
you play as this sounds like a trip on its own.
Yeah.
You play as intergalactic space dwarves that work for like an intergalactic mining company. So they send you out to different planets to mine and get stuff, right?
Okay.
But there's like a little HUD or like home base that you start at, and there's a bar, and you could get drunk in game, and it like messes with how you see the world.
Yeah.
And if you get drunk enough, you can join, or you could start like a mission and play the mission drunk. Terrible.
Yeah, I
It's
bet.
so bad.
Yeah.
I would recommend. That's what I would assume a trip feels like. It's super hard to play the game because you're seeing everything in like double and moving around.
Yep.
It made me feel like I was drunk in real life.
Like you were just googing everywhere.
I was just googing.
Yeah.
I was trying to play this game, but I was googing. Great
So
though.
there I was,
It's-
and I just
it-
started googing.
It feels accurately drunk though.
Yeah.
Just playing and I'm like,
It's like the drunk goggles. You ever see those?
I wore those when I was like 7.
We should do like a whole pod wearing those.
That would be fun.
Can't even see you. Yeah. Yeah, no. So those trips would be pretty fun. That's crazy.
Trip. Put somebody into that dome that's in was it Las
The
Vegas?
Sphere?
The Sphere.
The Sphere School.
Wake up, like zoot it out of your mind, dude. And you're just in the Sphere.
You got to put them in front of it because there's a venue inside of it.
Yeah, there's like a huge.
So if you're from the outside, you can see what's happening on the outside. On the inside, you see like. But imagine you take someone on a trip and they wake up.
and they just see the Sphere.
It's like a huge eye.
They will.
They're
think
gonna
that
think
seeing
that they-
God.
You know, Joe Rogan straight up says that he met God on a trip. He said he was talking to someone, Stephen Meyer, and he asked the guy if he's ever like, you know, taking shrooms and stuff because the dude's like a Christian. And he was like, no, like I don't want to do that stuff. And then Joe was like, he's like, but you think through your prayer, like you get, you know, close to God and like you talk to God, right? He's like, I talked to God once. And he was like, really? He's like, yeah, on shrooms. And he was like, what? And then anyway, that was crazy. Some of the stories I've heard are wild. Yeah. There was another guy that I saw
It
online.
doesn't seem fun, like at all. I don't know.
Well, the way that these like people who do it describe it is like you genuinely enter like a different like dimension. it's
But
like
why would
you're.
I want to do that? Just to be pulled out of it and be like,
'Cause I
oh
think-
no, I'm back to living this life.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they think it's like. I mean, it's like a different level that you could possibly experience. It's wild. I mean, that
Seems
they say
weird.
that you see you see kaleidoscope like shapes and colors, and there was some dude who said that he went to space and saw like a 3-headed alien lady who was like talking to him and like telling him about like the divinity or something.
Couldn't that just be
People
that they're
see-
like dreaming?
Well,
Like it's
that's
just
like
a heightened
I'm
dream.
like, why don't you just lucid dream?
That's true. I
You
mean,
just
that's harder
do
to
that.
do though. Let's be honest. Training yourself to do that is harder than just,
I think. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, but I think there are ways now you can like actually like get yourself to do it.
I think you have to, I think you like yeah, but you have to like train yourself. It's a process and like of learning.
I think I saw something that there's a face mask, like a sleeping mask you can buy that like helps you do it. Just wild. I would like to try it just to see.
That would be a fun.
That'd be
thing to
kind of
try.
interesting. That would be kind of wild. Have you ever had sleep paralysis, dude?
Yes,
You've had it?
it's terrifying.
It's wild.
Have you had it?
I don't know if it was that. I think it was. I would like to say it was, but I've only done it once.
Same. I've
And
only
it was,
had one.
It was awful.
I gotta tell you my sleep
Yeah,
paralysis.
Tell me.
So, I'm asleep, right? Anyway, I don't know.
Sorry. Keep going.
So I'm sleeping.
Yep.
I get up
Okay.
and I'm starting to get ready for work, right? I'm making myself some oatmeal, scrolling through TikTok, and on TikTok I'm seeing like a lot of like true crime stories
Yeah.
about what do they call them, like the Jello killer or something. I don't remember exactly, but like I kept scrolling,
Okay.
and they just kept saying like, oh, there's this guy on the loose in like, you know, specifically my area, which I was like, oh, that's weird. And he's like, you know, he sneaks into people's houses and he watches them sleep, and you know that he's been watching you because he likes to take Jello shots as he's watching you sleep.
Okay.
So you'll find like the residue of these little Jello shot packages and whatnot. And I'm scrolling and I'm like, wow, why is my entire feed turning into stories about this guy? And then I wake up and I'm in bed and I look at the foot of my bed in my doorway and I see someone standing there. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Wait, you actually saw?
Yes.
someone in your
And
room?
then I can't move. And I'm
Yeah.
seeing someone standing there and I can't recognize their face. And because of the angle, I can only see from like the collarbone down. Within the blink of an eye, they're standing directly in front of my face and I'm staring at like their crotch because I can't move my head to look up. But I'm looking at like the thigh crotch area because I'm sleeping on my side and I'm like,
Oh
I'm
my
like, this
God.
is him. I was like,
This
this is the dude that I was just hearing on my inner dream of like my TikTok
Oh my
thing.
God.
And I start feeling a pressure on my shoulder as if like this dude's leaning over and starts grabbing me. And I'm slightly freaked out, but also I'm like, okay, this is just sleep paralysis. This is just sleep paralysis. This
Oh,
doesn't
you
make
came
any
to that
sense.
conclusion.
I was like, this is
Wow.
just sleep paralysis. And I was terrified, but I was like, I can't move.
Yeah.
Therefore, this has to be sleep paralysis.
Dang.
And I was trying my best to like kick him. I was like, I'm going to kick him.
Yep.
Didn't do anything. Eventually, I just closed my eyes.
So you could close your eyes though.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big thing.
And then I kicked him and then got up. But that's because I continued my dream, if that makes sense.
Oh, you went back into your dream.
I went back to sleep completely because sleep paralysis is like this weird middle section between dreaming and awake.
Yeah.
So I just let myself go all the way back into sleep and then like continued my dream because then I was able to get up and do things.
dude.
But I was in my dream. But for that little moment of time, I was dreaming about, you know, scrolling through TikTok. Then I saw him and he was like freaking me out. Then I went back into my dream, fought him, woke up, and I was like, I never want to go through that again. Anyway,
Damn.
It was horrific. How about yours?
No, that's wild.
It was wild.
That's actually that might be one of the worst ones I've heard.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no. See, I don't even think mine wasn't like that bad. It was more like I don't even remember the dream I had prior,
Mm-hmm.
but I remember opening my eyes and like the first thing I felt or like that I noticed was like, let's see. So I normally sleep on my side.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll fall asleep on my back.
But you fall asleep on your back and then you wake up on your side.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes same position, but I woke up and I remember automatically feeling that this right arm was like, you know, like when your arm falls asleep. That's what I couldn't move it, and I was like, for a second I was like, that alone I was like, what the heck? Like, come on, you know, like, wake up. So I was like, all right, and then I like remember I couldn't move my other arm, and I was like, okay, hold on. So then now I'm like trying to like move my body, and I'm like, wait, like I can't move.
Locked.
And I just remember like looking around my room. I didn't see anyone, but I remember almost a feeling of like, almost like claustrophobia of like, because I can't move.
Right.
And I remember trying to scream. My mouth couldn't open. So I'm just like sitting there, and like you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Like what the heck? It's crazy.
It is crazy.
That was the worst thing. I will say though, I've had lucid dreams before.
I've had a few, but they're never that good. It's more just like, I'm gonna fly, and then that was it. And then I wake up.
I had one a few months ago, and this should say something that I still remember because it's a few months ago. And to this day, I would probably say it's the most vivid dream I've ever had. It's wild. And it was a good dream. And it was this weird thing because in this dream, I had, not even on purpose, I had met up with someone from my past who I hadn't seen in a very long time. And I wouldn't really have any reason to. And I was like, oh, dang. What are you doing here?
Yeah, oh, that's crazy.
Right? And so me and said person ended up like hanging out. And it was like a fair. It's like a carnival.
Yeah.
I should mention that like there was some interest at one point with said person. So like it was just kind of like, oh damn, like, you know, but it felt like so real.
Yeah.
To the point then where it was like, I mean, it felt like real life. And I remember waking up being like, wait, like was that like a memory? I was like, I've never been there. That's not a memory. And I was like,
weird.
I was like, wait, that, and it's such a weird feeling of like, wait, that didn't happen, but that felt so like real. Like I could feel it. Like it's so weird. No, not like that.
No, yeah, but like it reminded me of something funny. Like it felt so real, but it didn't happen.
That's what she said. Yeah.
A few days ago, I dreamt that I was playing Rainbow Six Siege. And I was playing it, and I got an ace, which is when I kill the entire enemy team. Yeah. And then I have this thing on my computer where I could hit a button, it records the past 5 minutes of gameplay. Yeah. So I did that. Yeah, exactly. So I aced it. Yeah. I was like, that's awesome. I'm going to clip this. And then I woke up, and I was like, awesome. Wait. It didn't happen. I'm not that good.
Damn, bro. That was it. Bro dreamt an ace and didn't get it.
I dreamt an ace. It was crazy.
Damn. You lost your ace.
I did. Well, I never got it in the first place. Yeah, dreams are really trippy. What's weird though about my sleep paralysis is I set it up for myself. While I was asleep, I wrote myself a backstory for the character that I was about to sleep paralyze or whatever the hell it's called.
You gave him like an origin story.
Yeah, because in my first dream, I was getting ready for work, scrolling on TikTok, learning about this person. Then I wake up, see said person who I just gave an entire lore to. Yep. And then went back into sleep. So I don't know why I scared myself like that. It's horrendous. I would not wish that on my worst enemy. It was kind of fun though. At one point, once I was like, oh, this is only sleep paralysis. I was still scared, but I was like,
better luck next time, yeah.
Yeah, dreams are trippy.
You know who like seems like a real life sleep paralysis demon?
Who?
EDP.
If you're underage.
Brother, how'd you get caught twice?
Twice. Hasn't
like
it? Like in less than a year, too?
I think it's been a year.
Has it been a year?
Jason? He doesn't know anything.
Yeah, I don't know. You take a while for him to pull it up.
Yeah, it's going to, like, normal. I don't know if it's been... I mean, I don't know. But regardless, it's like, well, we know that he's done it more than twice. It's just a matter of the fact that he got caught twice. And this time, Gideon pulled up in the cupcake outfit. That was hilarious.
That was...
And bro, he was getting dialysis. He wasn't meeting up with a girl. They went to where they knew he was going to be.
Okay, because he's got cancer. Or liver failure or something.
So he was like getting dialysis and they pulled up in a cupcake costume. And he called him out. It's like, Bryant, you know why we're here, Bryant? And he like walked back in like, bro. But this one was real. It wasn't like a decoy.
Yeah, no. He just started texting an actual like
a 15-year-old girl. And he sent her like nudes. And at one point he sent her a picture with like him wearing makeup.
What the hell?
And like,
I got a question. Do you think pedos become YouTubers or YouTubers become pedos? What way do you think that goes?
this is a thin ice subject that will work around here. I think it probably goes.
Which one do you think happens more often? Because
I
it
think
probably goes both ways.
it's probably YouTuber to pedo, because they
They get
probably
the power, they get the recognition, and then they realize what they.
yeah, and then they start. You get an audience, and you just start probably. I don't know.
When you get an audience of underage people, you don't think that you got like.
I mean, yeah, it's
Pedos just going like, I'm gonna start making content specifically for children.
maybe.
I mean, with the whole Elsa Gate thing, or the Elsa, Spider-Man, all those things, that definitely was that case. You remember
Oh
that?
yeah, like when they dressed up as
And they were like, Elsa, Spider-Man, pregnant.
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I can see what you're saying.
That's probably like pedo to YouTuber.
Good thing our audience isn't like underage. We're just cool. We have a cool audience.
Yeah, we got the best audience.
Yeah. We have like that sweet spot, like 20 to like 50.
Oh yeah, especially the 50.
Oh,
that's where
yeah.
That's where it's
Oh,
at
yeah.
when it comes to the YouTube audience.
We're gonna start targeting seniors soon. Okay, don't get it twisted. We're not
Guys,
neglecting
don't
that.
you just hate it when like your hip really hurts? No.
Start doing like TikTok sound outs of like, has your cane ever broken while walking down the stairs? Me too.
The hurricane, or
The
the
hurricane.
hurricane is what it's called.
Is that a real thing?
It's a real thing. You got
I was about to invent that.
Nope, it's a real thing. It's a cane that has like a swivel neck and like 3 things at the base, so it'll stand up on its own.
Cane, sir. Canes for people with cancer.
Why specific for people with cancer?
Oh no! You have cancer? Need help walking? The cane, sir.
Why not just like use any other cane?
This cane's different.
It's radioactive. It helps with the radiation.
It's like a chemo cane.
You just point at yourself.
We're not trying to sound insensitive. We're trying to actually like make, like, we're there with you kind of thing. That's okay. This is a whole. We're getting
Well, we
done.
won't be, but the cane sir will. The cane sir will always be with you.
Wow. A little dark. Yeah. Cane. What else could we? Yeah. No. So I think that's the 20 to 50. It's a great
20 to
area.
50 is a great
We're
place to
chilling. It's the right audience, right time.
be. Right place.
Yeah, all of it's right.
All of it's correct. It's how it's
Because
supposed
that's
to
the demo that comes to us for travel and Riz.
be. And for
Not that you can't vacation if you're like 51 to 70. You can do that too.
but you just won't be doing it as correctly as you should.
Yeah, you probably won't be rizzing either. we're looking for people to rizz all over the place, to be clear.
You got to be Rizzin. You got to be googin.
Listen, guys, we want you rizzing and googing everywhere.
That's why we want
That's
you traveling, right? We want you Rizzin. We want you googin.
Yeah.
Spread the goog word, guys. Spread the goog word. That's another t-shirt right there.
GNR, goog and riz.
Goog and Riz. Riz and goog, baby.
Riz and goog, yeah.
I be Rizzin. I be googin. Welcome to the right place, the right time. We be Rizzin. We be googin.
Yeah,
we're
that'll be
ripping shrooms.
Oh, yeah.
Or
We're just-
ayahuasca.
Yeah, we're tripping. We're tripping.
We're
We're rizzing
tripping,
and
we're-
googing.
Oh!
That's a shirt right there.
That's
Come
a shirt.
on. That's the name.
Rizzin googin.
That's the name of the episode. Shoot. Did not know that happened.
What the hell?
Did not. Was that-
Oakland?
There's a skyline in Oakland. All right. Well, this will all stay in, I'm sure.
This is crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Hey, we tripping. We be rizzing. We be googing.
We do.
Yeah.
And
Signing
you
out.
can too, unless you're over 51.